Howdy, Combined Arms. I'm John Boerstler.
And I'm Bryan Escobedo.
And we're really excited about the 2019 convening coming up next Friday, September 27th from 9 to 3 p.m. at HCC Campus Southeast. And we have a couple of announcements for you that we wanted to cover just today. We hope you're all staying dry and safe as well. But really we wanted to talk about the opening presentation. We have a lot of great announcements to talk about all of our successes that you have helped make possible over the last year and how those successes will pivot into the future to make our community stronger, or the strongest community in the country. And then we're also going to do an award ceremony where we're going to recognize the best organizations, the top performers, and all that they have done for our veterans and our community here in the greater Houston area.
Right, we're also going to have breakout sessions. And so this is, when you register for the convening, you'll see the breakout sessions, and we ask you to read those and see what your organization will be interested in. I'm going to cover a few of those now. So the first one, at about 10 o'clock, we're going to do the special immigrant visa. Those are the interpreters who serve with the U.S. forces overseas. Houston is a top destination. We're bringing them into the system, and so we want organizations that can provide services to those to that population to come and have a dialogue with the leaders in those organizations. Next is outcome measurements with Elisa Bora from UT, and we're going to dig deep into does this resource work, deep into the outcomes of what our resources do. And we're coming up with a whole new methodology of how to make sure that our efforts actually create the outcomes that we want to. That'll also be at 10 o'clock. Next, we're going to have the Mayor's Challenge Briefing and Operation Deep Dive. That's the newest study on veteran suicide around the United States. Then directly after that, we're going to have a briefing from the VA Suicide Intervention and Prevention Team. So they're going to talk about how to utilize them, when to utilize them, and give us essentially a class on how to use that resource. You want to talk about, directly after that, there will be lunch. We are going to provide breakfast and lunch, and of course, endless coffee and orange juice and water. And then we're going to have our keynote speaker. John, do you want to talk about our keynote speaker?
Yeah, absolutely. So our keynote speaker this year is the Chief Programs Officer for Wounded Warrior Project, Jennifer Silva. Jennifer is a graduate of West Point and a former Army officer and has worked in this space for many years and has tons of skills and experience and lessons and best practices to share with us as one of the leading organization's top leaders.
And senior roundtable, senior leaders.
Then we're going to gather all of the senior leaders from all the member organizations, whether you're a CEO or an executive director or a senior program manager, or just want to connect with other leaders in the space. We're going to talk about some of the really interesting and innovative professional development programs that we're going to be offering all the member organizations like you this year, next year, and every year following.
And next on the agenda, directly after lunch and the keynote speaker, we're going to be doing the 4 major committee breakout sessions. Now, these breakout sessions are going to plan all of 2020 and beyond. So going one by one, the Professional Growth Collaboration Committee, which is mainly focusing on veteran employment. Next is the Essential Services Collaboration Committee, which is focusing on uniting social services in a strategic way to serve the most amount of people. Next is the Wellness Collaboration Committee, and that this year the focus will be on training mental health professionals. And finally, a Social Impact Committee, and this is going to be focused on uniting all the volunteer organizations to make the greatest impact in the greater Houston area. We also have the Education Collaboration Committee, who's focusing on producing 2 education symposiums in 2020 for the fall and spring. That's going to cover scholarships and all kinds of awesome stuff, so please be there for that. That directly ties in, of course, to employment. That'll be directly after employment. So if you're going to employment, also go to education as well. The last one is the caregiver program. So we're going to start a whole new segment just for caregivers, uniting resources for people taking care of sick and wounded veterans. Next will be Technology Town Hall.
So on the Technology Town Hall, we have a lot of exciting updates and new releases of some really cool bits of our technology that will help you connect with veterans faster and connect with each other faster. After that, we're going to talk to a lot of our corporate funders and our corporate partners. We'll be there to speak about what their interests and their involvement in the veteran community are, followed by all of our major foundation and philanthropic partners will be coming from here in Houston and from other parts of the United States to talk more about what their funding priorities are, lessons learned, best practices, and really how your organization may fit within their funding priorities now and in the future. And really, with that, we want to close out by saying we really appreciate your continued service to our veterans and to our community, and we can't wait to see you at the 2019 Combined Arms Convening next Friday, September 27th at HCC Community College Southeast. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.